Let's talk about Jimmy Garoppolo, because we never talk about him on my channel. The quarterback of the 49ers, Jimmy G. We always talk about what the Niners should do from the Niners' perspective. Should they keep him? Should they deal him? What about from Jimmy's perspective? What do you think is going through his head these days? Because he's not like he's on social media saying stuff like still here. He's just kind of laying back. What do you think he's thinking?
I mean, everyone has to think from from Jimmy Garoppolo's perspective. I don't think a lot of people are really taking that into account. Like anytime you're rumored to be in trade discussions for the second consecutive offseason, last year was Tom Brady, this year was Matthew Stafford, Deshaun Watson, you name it. And from a mental standpoint, because football is just as much mental as it is physical. And when you put that all in together, and then you know in the back of your mind that the team's trying to upgrade at the position, and even the national reporters are echoing the same analysis as we are. And based on what we're hearing, what kind of tone and what kind of locker room dynamic does that send to him? Because that's like, and I put this analogy in there, but it's kind of like going to the in-laws when you know they don't like you around the holidays, right? You go to Thanksgiving or Christmas and you step foot inside that door knowing that they don't like you, and you have to stay calm, cool, and collected. Well, in the back of your mind, you're thinking, man, I have to be fake to these people. But at the same time,
maybe I should just get a divorce.
You know, and the in-laws, you know, they don't like you. They're telling your wife to leave your butt. So like, what kind of, that's very toxic, right? And that's the same analogy when Jimmy Garoppolo steps foot into the locker room with GM John Lynch sitting there and Kyle Shanahan standing there. You walk in like, oh man, were they just talking about me? Right. And then you walk up to him, hey, what's going on?
What's up?
I'm good.
Oh, nothing. No, it's good. Okay, yeah, so you're not talking anymore because I'm here. All right, yeah.
So then it's like awkward, and you don't think in the back of his mind that he's not thinking that. I mean, you have to take the humanistic approach into this, right? Like we're all human. We all have feelings. We all have emotions, right? And to think that this is not affecting Jimmy Garoppolo, it's going to affect him mentally, because any interception that he throws moving forward, he's going to look to Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan is going to give that look like he always does. Yeah. And then that's just going to compound the problem, knowing that you may not be his quarterback that he wanted anyways. You're just playing because you're damaged goods at this point, and they couldn't get Matthew Stafford or some other quarterback.
And you know it. And they've made it clear. It's like, yeah, we're fine with you. We can win with you even though you suck. Now, we can win with you even though you're not that good. We'll make you look better. Would we like to improve? Of course, because you're not that good. So how could you want to? The way I look at him is like, would he like to leave the Niners? Hell yes.
Yes.
It's not really up to him, though, and he knows it. He has no leverage. He's been hurt. So if he comes back, I mean, would he have incentive to play well? Yeah, to get off the team, to audition, to go somewhere else. I think that's basically his motivation to play for the Niners at this point, is to the better he plays, the quicker he gets the hell out of here.
Right.
I mean, he knows he's not Kyle Shanahan's type of guy, type of quarterback. So, okay, like now he's just in purgatory. He's just in jail. So what can he do? I don't know. I mean, he could do what Deshaun Watson's doing, but he's not doing that. And I think that's what a certain segment of the NFL likes about Jimmy Garoppolo, is he's kind of a good soldier. He doesn't open his mouth. He says, yes, sir, no, sir. Even on the Niners, he's never complained about Kyle Shanahan, ever, publicly. So maybe that's his, brand.
I think it's more a testament to his being a true professional.
Yeah.
A lot of times people, players, they lash out at me or you or whoever, right? And they go that route.
Like who?
Like Eric Armstead or Javon Kinlaw calling me his biggest inspiration and then deleting the tweet, or, Kerry
I'll take that. I like that.
Funny. So, I mean, it's just funny. But anyways, it's all in good fun. But at the end of the day, it's like you have to stay professional, right? And how do you do that? And Jimmy Garoppolo is a great job at doing that. George Kittle, another guy, great job at doing that. So when you have players like that, you kind of respect them a little bit more, because they don't feel entitled, right? And I'm not saying the other players I just mentioned weren't entitled because they go on Twitter. I'm not saying that. I'm just speaking for Jimmy Garoppolo's point of view. You got to give credit where credit is due. And
remember Colin Kaepernick requested a trade? People don't remember that. Remember that? Gosh, dude, when was that? Remember that? It was 20.
We were in the 49ers media locker room when that happened. Or not media. Yeah, no, media locker room. In our freaking workroom, dude. I remember.
It was before 2015, but it was before Tom Sula, the Tom Sula year started. Am I correct? He wanted to go to the Jets
or Broncos.
He wanted to go to the Jets or the Broncos, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember that.
I have videos of that.
And I think a lot of players in the team were like, wait, you're the leader? You're our leader.
That's right.
And you're out.
Yeah.
Jimmy hasn't done that You know, he didn't exactly fight to come back from an injury, but we don't know how bad that injury was. I can't tell you whether he was malingering or not. Maybe he wasn't. He hasn't said, I want out of this place. You know, a lot of quarterbacks would. Kaepernick did. So I think Jimmy gets credit for that.
Yeah. I mean, I like Jimmy. I mean, he's just
I
stuck
do
between a
too.
rock and a hard place, bro. And like I said, like people need to like take it for what it's worth. Like he's human, just like all of us, and he has emotions. And probably behind closed doors, when he's talking to his family, it has to be weighing heavily on him. And how can you have any type of success in 2021 knowing that you're going to be replaceable or the team's trying to replace you? And I get the iron sharpens iron, Jim Harbaugh mentality, but at the end of the day, there's a certain way of doing certain things, I would say, and the way that Jimmy G is handling it is very,
Well, I think the tough thing for Jimmy is he knows, or he thinks he knows, how Bill Belichick feels about him.
Oh,
He's like, Bill Belichick loves me. If I were in New England, I'd be happy. The coach would be in my corner. I'd be successful. I'm out here. I don't even know Kyle that well, and he doesn't like me. Like, can I just go back to New England where I'm wanted? And it's like, no offense, Kyle, you might be really great, but I'm going to go with Bill Belichick and his 6 rings, all right? Or 8 rings, counting the stuff that he had in New York. I think it's tough. I would feel that way. I mean, if the greatest coach of his generation thought I was the truth and I got shipped away because of the salary cap and some other guy was like, hey, man, you're not that good. I'm be like, well, Bill Belichick disagrees with you. My dad disagrees. My dad says I'm great. My dad says I'm special, okay? So until he thinks I'm not special, I want to go back to where I came from. That's how I would think, man. Screw you. And the way I look at it is he calls Kyle, when he refers to Kyle in the press conference, it's Kyle. When he talks about Bill Belichick in the press conference, it's coach.
Right.
I think it's going to be hard for Jimmy to ever see things Kyle's way when he feels that Bill Belichick has a different perspective.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. So, hey, Jimmy, good for you. I think I make fun of Jimmy all the time because it's my job, and he's the quarterback of the Niners, and he's not that great, but he's a nice guy. He's a pro. He's never done anything to me. I mean, I've done stuff to him, and he's had any opportunity. He'd be justified to take a shot back at me, and I would take it.
Yeah.
He would never. And if I saw him in the locker room, he would honestly be above it. He'd be like, "Hey, Grant, how are you?" I'd be like, "Man, I feel bad." Jimmy's a really nice guy, and the Niners haven't really given him the best treatment, even if they are right to want to move on from him. So I hope he sticks to his guns and it works out for him, you know, even though he has $100 million, and I usually don't pull for people like that. You know what? It's okay. It's all right.